Hey everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. It's Sunday today. It's an absolutely gorgeous day here on the West Coast. And as always, I'm in my craft room. I just finished a team meeting, so it was fun to see some of my team on Zoom. And now I'm going to do a live, and then I have a class this afternoon. So it's a busy day in my stamping world. Hopefully you get to do a little bit of stamping or have some creative time, or maybe you're in the garden. I guess that's creative too. Okay, so today I want to show you, I haven't played with this. Finally, yesterday I pulled this out. It's a new suite that is an online exclusive that will be available starting on May 6th in my online store, called Celebratory Sips. And it is the suite that we are using for the next Creativity Abounds Stamp Camp. So if you've ever participated in the Creativity Abounds Stamp Camp, it's a day and a half event on Facebook where we do lives. There's 13 of us. We do 13 lives with projects, as well as a couple of additional ones where we all gather. And we give you a make and take kit with 13 projects in it. They're always amazing projects. We have some very creative and talented demonstrators from all markets. Well, I shouldn't say all markets, but most markets. So we have the UK, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Australia, Canada, and the US represented. So if you are anywhere in the world and want to join us for this stamp camp, we have you covered. So the way you get registered for the stamp camp is you purchase this suite through my online store and register. I have a Google form set up for registration so that I know that you want to attend the stamp camp. I don't just send you if you put an order in of equivalent value. But if you want to register for this, or you want to pre-register and let me know you're going to attend, there is a Google form and there is a link on my website. Let's see, what else can I tell you about this? Yeah, 13 projects. It's such a fun suite with all sorts of glasses and garnishes for the glasses. I think you're going to have fun. And these stamp camps, once you attend one, everybody wants to attend again, because you get amazing. How often can you make 26 projects from a suite? I don't know that I even do that, and so it's definitely a great value. So purchase the suite from me, register, and you will be invited to the Facebook group. We are asking, if you live out of town, that you just pay postage on the make and take package, just because of the cost of postage. I think that's all I wanted to say about the stamp camp. Anyway, registration is open. Pre-registration is open. Oh, I know what I want to say. If you are a demonstrator and want to join us, you are very welcome to join us. Great way to make lots of projects using this suite and get some ideas. And if you have the product already, because you would have been able to order it in the pre-order if you are a demonstrator, you can put an order of equivalent value before shipping and taxes on my online store, and I will send you the make and take kit as well. All right, so I'm going to just do a little bit of a quick refresh here, because I'm having issues with the connection through to Facebook and seeing comments. Okay, not seeing comments yet, but hopefully everybody's going to join me. Okay, so let's talk about the suite again, or more. So I'm going to show you it. So this is a Cheers and Sips bundle. So it's so much fun. Look at the glasses and then all the garnishes. Some really lovely little sentiments, and then the cheers. So you can do lots of coloring if you want to. You can cut things out of designer series paper, which I will... Oh, I forgot to bring the designer series paper over. Let me quickly grab it. All right, so this is the bundle. Again, you get all of the dies to cut them out, and then you have this extra little die here that you can cut, or you can just emboss. And this is what it turns out like. Can you see that? Lovely little pattern, little star pattern. So you can make a glass out of that and decorate it. So that's a fun bundle. This is the designer series paper. Let me get there. So you have some like this that's got all sorts of different garnishes, and on the other side, Secret Sea. So you've got some of the new in colors. This is the one I'm using today. So you can actually cut these out using the dies, or you can fussy cut. We're going to do some fussy cutting today. And on the other side, we have Blackberry Bliss and Berry Burst, I think. These are all different glasses that you can decorate however you want to decorate them. Some pretty flowers. And look at that beautiful pumpkin pie. I'm going to use that one. Let's see. I think I showed you most of these. What else have we got that I haven't shown you here? All right, this is Granny Apple Green. And on the other side of that, again, some beautiful flowers. So if you're not into the glasses and the garnishes, there's some flowers. This is smaller, sangria and other bottles and jugs and glasses. The other side of this is strawberry slush. I think that's it. So really fun paper. And then the other part of the suite are these two embossing folders, so the narrow embossing folders. This one I'm going to use today cuts kind of a pattern, or embosses a pattern, and then this one is flowers. What else? Oh, ribbon. There is this gold striped ribbon. And the last thing are these holographic resin dots. So that's the embellishment. So the whole suite, that's everything that's in the suite. Okay, I'm gonna make a card today, and I just got off my team meeting, like I said, and Gabriella, who's one of my team members from Ontario, demonstrated this fun, it's kind of a take on a Z fold. It's almost like a pop-up Z fold card, I'm gonna call it. I don't know if there's probably a name for it. And she demoed it, and I thought, you know, that's a fold that's not too hard to make, and I haven't made in a long time. So we're going to do that today. So I've got a piece of Blackberry Bliss cardstock that I have cut 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to score it at 4 1/4. So that's our card base. And then I've got a piece of Timid Tiger, which is one of the brand new in colors. Hey Therese, welcome. Good. Okay, I'm seeing comments on Facebook, which I haven't been seeing for a while, so that's good news. All right, so Timid Tiger, and I've cut it 1 1/4 by 8.5. And this piece we're going to score at 2 3/4. 5. Uh-oh, hang on. I did that wrong. I cut that the wrong size. I cut that the wrong size. No, I didn't actually. I gotta think about this. I know what I did. I'm making it the different way. All right, I'm gonna score this. That score line will hide, I'm sure. So I'm gonna score this one at 2 1/8, 4 3/4, and 6. Actually, I'm going to just turn it and score it 2 1/8, because 6 3/8 is hard to do. All right, so this is going to be on the inside, and I'm going to hide my piece that I made the mistake of doing. So this one is going to be folded mountain, valley, and mountain, and so these pieces will go across like this. So it will pop up. Okay, so let's start. So we get our card base. We'll decorate the card base partly. This is quite a thick card. Actually, we're going to decorate the inside first, because that takes more of the time. Okay, so we've got our band, and the middle section, the middle fold is what is a mountain fold, and so I'm just going to take and burnish this with my bone folder, and then just to make sure they're going to fold nicely. Okay, so it's going to fit like this. It's a bit like a Z fold card, like I said, and so things are going to pop up when you open your card. Hey, Catherine. Catherine saw this card earlier. So, all right, and so for the inside, I've got two pieces of basic white, and I'm just going to adhere this down now. I'm not going to do any stamping because the inside surprise is the pop-ups. Gabriella used the Adventurous Sky paper, which is absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, it didn't carry over, and I think it's sold out, but it was really fun to see that. Okay, so we've got our the inside of the card mostly, so that done. And now I'm going to take, and I'm going to adhere this. It's going to go across the middle, and the only two parts of this that you want to adhere are the two outside sections. So I'm just going to take and put some glue on those. I'm going to try and hold that piece up so that it doesn't stick. So stick that down, get it lined up with that edge, and then we'll take it and fold this flat. I'm getting very straight. And if it pokes out one side a little bit, you can always trim it off. Hey, Roberta. Welcome. Roberta was on our team meeting as well. And so now you can see that when it folds, it pops up like that. Now my pieces are quite wide, but that's okay. You're not going to have much space, so you could cut these a little bit narrower. But I have a piece of basic white and a piece of Blackberry Bliss. And let me just give you the measurements. So the piece of Blackberry Bliss is 2 inches by 2 3/4, and the piece of basic white is 1 7/8 by 2 5/8. And these pieces are going to adhere on each of the sections. So I'm just going to take four. So you need to cut 4 of these. So for this card, because I'm doing a portrait booklet fold as opposed to a landscape booklet fold, the measurements are different for that, and so these pieces could have been a little bit smaller, but they aren't. So, all right, one of the pieces, the basic white, I embossed using that embossing folder. Almost looks like ice cubes, which is probably what it's intended to look like. So 2 of these I'm going to put some glasses on, and 1 of them I'm going to stamp on, so we'll wait for a minute. Hey, Roberta. Hey, Amanda. Welcome. Okay, so when you adhere these on, so I'm going to put that one there, that one there, and this one here. Again, you're only adhering these, and again, mine are quite tight on there because I cut them a little wider than I needed to. But I'm just going to take and put dimensionals. You could just glue these on if you wanted to. I am going to put some ribbon around my card base so that I can tie this closed because it is quite thick. This is also probably a card that you may want to hand deliver, but certainly in Canada, I'm pretty sure if this gets mailed, it will be extra postage because it's quite thick. Okay, so I'm using dimensionals. You could use glue if you don't want it to be so thick. Okay, so I'm going to take, what did I say? I was going to take, so I'm going to just take this and adhere it on. We'll decorate those in a minute. We'll take this and adhere it on. Try to get it even like that. Hey, Rosemary, welcome. All right, and then this one is going to go on here. And the last one is going to go on, like I said, look how thick it is. So this is definitely going to take extra postage, but it's also the reason I'm, oh darn, what did I do here? Yes, I know what I did. I had dimensionals and I took the backing off the dimensionals. I thought I was so clever. And now my card is glued together. There we go. Okay, we got it off. We'll have to fix that. I've got a sticky bit, but I'll fix that in a minute. Okay, so we're going to stamp on that one, but I went ahead and I cut out some of the glasses from the designer series paper. I am not going to put more dimensionals on this to make it any thicker. I'm just going to take and glue. So I fussy cut these glasses from the designer series paper. Just going to take it, just put that there, and then I don't have to worry too much about the fact that I have a little bit of sticky from the dimensional. Okay, so I fussy cut those out. Probably should have done this before. I'm going to take my Tuxedo Black Memento, and there is this ice cube. So I'm just going to take and stamp that on like to make it look like the bottom's filled with ice cubes in that glass. Okay, and now we need to stamp a sentiment for this. And so I pulled out the glass stamp. Oops, things are falling down. So I'm stamping that, and oopsie, I'm going to put some ice cubes again, just a couple this time around. And I'm going to take peach pie and pull party. Okay, so I'm going to take my light peach pie, and I'm just going to color this just so it's not white. I want to look like it's got something, maybe some peach iced tea in the glass. Coloring. There we go. There isn't a splatter on this, but if you wanted to splatter, you absolutely could. Now I'm going to take my pool party, and I'm just going to color just around the edge of these ice cubes, just so they look like they're frozen and they're not just stark white, just to give a little bit of color to this. And if I wanted to, I could put some garnish on it, but we're just going to adhere this glass on like that. I think it needs some splatter. So even though it's going to get splatter all over the thing, I'm going to show you. So the way to do splatter is you take your blend, this is the dark one, dark peach pie, and you take the brush end and you just kind of rub gently. You don't want to ruin the tip, but just gently rub, or kind of tap, rub the tip into rub the tip of rub the brush end into the cap is what I'm trying to say. And now I've got a bit of splatter, just it's all over, but it's fine. I'm okay with that. And so now this piece can it be adhered. So the last thing we need to do is put a sentiment on, and I have just a piece of basic white, and I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment that says "Let's Celebrate." Just going to do it right up here in the corner. So this is one of those cards that there is the inside is decorated as much, if not more, than the front of the card. All right, so this is going to be just a narrow little, it's quite a tiny little sentiment. And so for these, I like to use the adhesive foam strips. If you don't have these, you can cut cut an edge off of your dimensionals, but these adhesive strips, you can just cut the size that you want, and they fit nicely on these pieces that are like less than ½ an inch. You can use the mini dimensionals, but you might have to trim them, especially when your piece is quite narrow. All right, so I said I wasn't going to pop that up, but here I go. I popped up more. All right, so there's the inside of my card. So when it folds flat, well, ish. It's a little open, but it will go into an envelope. It just will be very thick in that envelope. So because this pops up and it is so thick, I'm going to put some ribbon around it, and I'm going to do that before I start decorating because I want to hide the ribbon underneath the front of my and the card. I'm going to cover that with designer series paper. And so this is the gold striped ribbon that comes as part of the suite. So we're going to take, and I would do about probably 20-ish inches of ribbon so that you have enough that whoever gets this isn't going to be frustrated by trying to tie another bow if they undo their card and then they want to do it up again. So I'm going to just take and I'm going to tie a bow so my card is closed as I start to decorate the front. Keeps my card closed and it looks pretty. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to move that around to the side for the moment. So I've got somewhere here it is. I've got some things for the front. So I cut a piece of Timid Tiger. This is one of the new in colors. Timid Tiger, 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I cut a piece of this, the designer series paper with these big glasses, 3 3/4 by 5. Timid Tiger, I'm so in love with it. I have the in color flat pearls in all of the in colors. I have gone through all of the Timid Tiger. I guess I really do love the Timid Tiger. All right, so that's going to be the front of my card. I punched out a 2 3/8 inch circle using my punch, and then I embossed it using that same embossing folder that we did. And I'm just going to put that here on the front. Again, I am not going to pop it up. I think we've got enough going on. But I am going to, so this is one of the glasses that from that, and I'm just going to take, so I just fussy cut around. There is one of the pieces of paper that if you cut out a plain glass, you can cut out the garnishes from it, and I'll show you that one in just a sec. I think I did show it to you. Where did my paper go? So this paper here has lots of different garnishes, some lemons and some orange zest, I guess, and some cherries and strawberries and grapes, limes. So you can actually cut these out with your scissors and then just kind of put them on the top of your glass, just like that is. But for this one, I've already got this. All right, I said I wasn't going to pop anything up. I can't not make a card without popping it up. That's, yeah, I love dimensionals. Right, so that's going to go on like that. And then the only other thing we need to do is stamp the cheers. So I'm going to stamp this one again in Blackberry Bliss. And I'm going to just kind of follow the edge around and fussy cut. You can use a rectangle, you could use a die. But you guys who follow me know that I love to fussy cut. So. going to put one dimensional on this, on the one end, and glue on the other end, maybe. If the glue comes out, there we go. And so there are the cheers, and then the glue will stick. All right. Okay, last thing. These are the holographic resin dots. They're kind of green, but as you put them up next to the gold, they definitely pick up that gold from the ribbon. So we will put some of these on. They come in 3 sizes. So we'll put a large and a small together, and then a medium down here. Okay, now I'm just going to retie my bow, because you can, now that you've got it tied, you can bring it a little bit more to the front if you want to. I just wasn't sure where my edges were going to be. So we'll retie this bow. I'm not going to trim it because I really don't want, whoever gets this card to be frustrated by trying to tie a bow where I have been really chintzy with the length of ribbon. Okay, if you want to, you could put a glue dot on the back just to hold that. But there we go. That is a card, a pop-up card using the Celebratory Sips. And I will just open this up again. And I think people would love getting that. Kind of a surprise. So thanks again to my team member Gabriella, who showed us on our team meeting how to make these cards, and remind me, because it's been a very long time since I have made one, how easy they are to make. So I will be posting the measurements for my card and pictures. It will go live on a blog hop in a little while. So if you missed any of it, check out the video again. You can rewatch the video as many times as you want, or watch for my blog post with the written instructions for the card. All right, hope you enjoyed that. That was fun to make. I love this Celebratory Sips suite, and I'm so excited about the stamp camp. So if you love it too and you want to make 26 projects using it, reach out to me, or you can go on to my blog my Facebook page or group and find the event, and you can pre-register for the stamp camp, or you can wait till May 6th when the catalog and the online exclusives go live, and you can order your own suite. Just make sure you register so that I know you want to come to the stamp camp as well. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me today. Now, I will be live again on Tuesday at 6:30 with my sketch challenge, so hopefully you can join me then.